All right, everyone. God bless and hope everyone's having a great day. I honestly don't know how much time I have left on this earth. I had two people threaten my life today. Um, yeah, basically, one guy said, "You don't know how close to death you are." That was Riviera Beach, Singer Island. After a guy sucker punched me in the side of the face, and I withheld myself from smashing him. He thought he was going to knock me out, but I turned and was like looking at him, and I turned the other cheek, bro. Like in my mind, I was like, I'm not gonna beat the heck out of this guy right now. But I forgave him. And if he would have kept trying to stomp me, I probably would have defended myself. But like I felt like something in my spirit was like, let this go. And I let it go. And I'm a strong dude, and I know when I could take someone because I wrestled in high school and I could have taken this guy, but God wanted me to let it go, and I did. And so I just want to give God the glory for that and the thanks that I'm even in a place in my life I can do that. But to break down this situation of how people are threatening my life, so basically I was working this beach tournament, this beach tennis thing on Singer Island, Riviera Beach. Okay, and there was a guy there who was working the beach tennis with me, and he was giving me a hard time, and I asked him to kind of stay away from me. I didn't want him to be around me. He would say things that I didn't like to hear, so I asked him to be around me. And towards the end of the tournament, on the last day, I had my cup really far away, and he was like pouring something in the cup. And like, you know, when you see somebody and you like catch them when they're doing something they shouldn't do, and they kind of give you like that shock factor, like, oh my gosh, like deer in the headlights. He gave me all that body language, and I was like, what the hell did he just put in my drink? Did he put something in my drink earlier? What the hell's up with this guy? And it was like the last straw for me. So I called the police. I was like, I cannot work with this guy if he's putting stuff in my cup. Not only am I outworking him and sweating out here, but this guy's like messing with my drink as I'm working. Okay. So after that happened, I called the police, right? The police finally show up and they're like, oh, you know, it's not that easy to check the cameras. I had an exact time period. I was like, this is exact time it happened. There's a camera right there. There's a camera right there. Surely y'all can see this. Like, let's get this solved, right? But it doesn't work that way in some places. It's almost like they're like not trying to help you. And so when I confronted the man too, when he had poured it in my drink, he's like, you should take your medication, bro. You're hallucinating. And like, I don't know how many of y'all know, but I was lied about and locked in a hospital for 14 days. So for someone to say that to me is like really insane. You know, oh, you need your medication. You know, you didn't see me try to put something in your drink. You know what I mean? Like this stuff, like you can't make this up, bro. Like this is the craziest stuff. And okay, so after this happens and the police come, it's almost like they're like the DMV, like they don't really want to help that much, or maybe they're discriminating against me as a person, or like what I do, they don't like me or something. It's almost like they were protecting the individual that was harming me, okay, or pretending to harm me. I'm not sure if he put something in my drink or if he pretended to put something in my drink, but it was that's what happened, right? And it wasn't a joke. And so after this happens, the police are like, you know, hey, you should leave. You know, these people at the Drunken Goats, you know, they don't like what you're saying. Because I went in there and talked to the bartender, and I was like, hey, is there security out here? Like, do you know much about this? Because someone told me she had worked there for a while. And she's like, oh, there's no security out there. I said, yeah, there is. I see two cameras right there. Like, can you tell me about the security? Oh, there's no security out there. I was like, you're wrong, miss. There's two cameras right there. Can you tell me about that? And then when I told her she was wrong, she got so mad. And at that point, like one of the patrons went up to this other lady and whispered in her ear kind of thing, and it was like, hey, you can't be around here anymore. Now I'm like got like these people mad at me in the bar, and the only reason I was there was to ask about surveillance, about how it was done wrong. So now it's like, wow, this kid's trying to stick up for himself, let's hate on him type of thing. Pretty much is how it felt. Like it was like it made no sense, right? Kind of like how they threw stones at people in the Bible and they didn't do anything wrong. They were just sharing who they were and like the love of God and testifying about certain things. So that's kind of what happened today. So after the police leave and I leave, I go get my computer, right, to come back to the scene to document basically the incident and like to show a video of like, okay, this is where my cup was, blah blah blah, here's where the camera is, you can clearly see it, you know, hey look, we're still cleaning up for the beach tennis. Like it was basically just trying to document things to prove what I was saying about the cup was true if I needed to address it later. And so during this time there was this other guy who was friends with the guy who like pretended to put something in my cup, right? And that guy starts saying, "Oh, you can't be filming me, you can't be filming me," and he comes up closer to me, and now he's like following me around because he's mad because I'm filming, and I'm filming not specifically him. He just happens to be in my shot, and so I'm filming the area, and he's in the area, and so now he's trying to say I'm filming him, but I wasn't. So I'm walking away from him now. I've got my back to him. I've got my computer bag on my hip, my laptop's in my hand, recording on photo booth, by the way, and he sucker punches me right here as I'm walking away. The dude tried to knock me out, but he didn't hit me hard enough, and I literally turned to him, and like, I think he expected to knock me out. I'm surprised how much my jaw's like, I could feel it, but like, I was surprised that like there was no mark, but the dude hit me as hard as he could right here, boom. And he expected to knock me out, but I didn't get knocked out. And by the way, when you're recording photo booth and your computer shuts, the video gets deleted. And that's what happened. The video got deleted. And so long story short, after this happens, now I'm calling the police again because the dude just assaulted me. And Armando and the other lady working the beach tennis tournament are like, oh, we didn't see anything. I'm like looking at them like, oh my God, these people care more about tennis balls than like me getting sucker punched in the face. And I just busted my butt for these people for like 3 or 4 days helping serve their tennis tournament. And they won't even stick up for me when this guy sucker punched me. It was the craziest thing. Okay, I call the police, right? The police show up, and now they're talking about, oh, what are you doing filming people? Oh, you shouldn't be filming people around here. That's a crime. That's an arrestable offense to be filming people. Yeah, can you imagine that? And I'm like, no, I was filming a story. I'm filming the area, talking about what happened. I'm not filming people. And I'm looking at these people like, why aren't y'all talking about how the guy punched me in the face? He's right there. Like, he assaulted me. And they literally threatened me with arrest. And were like, hey, if you don't leave, we're going to arrest you. And so I like walked off the scene after being assaulted. And the cops basically didn't do their job, in my opinion, and just protected others that are harming other individuals. And by that point, I went to the hospital, and I was going to get examined. And I'm like, I shouldn't have to pay for being assaulted. So I ended up leaving the hospital after checking in. And they're like, oh, we still got to bill you. I'm like, no, please write a note saying, like, I left and I didn't have any services. Like, you didn't scan me or anything, even though that's what they want to do. But I'm like, I don't want to have more bills following me around. I don't really have any right now that I know of fully, but... yeah, my point is, during this situation, because I stuck around, like, after he sucker punched me in the face, I stood my ground. He didn't come back over to me because he tried to knock me out from behind. And I didn't feel right, like, manhandling him and beating him up. I was like, this is not their best move. Like, maybe I would end up getting killed if I, like, were to beat him up or something like that. And he's, like, in a gang or something. Like, I'm actually trying to serve God and plant banners. And people are, like, coming against me thinking I'm fake, bro. Like, it's crazy. Especially people that are on drugs, bro. It's like some envy, jealousy spirit. Like, how about you just mind your own business? How about that, But no, like, they have to come after you because they got demons in them. And, like, I prayed for this man. Like, God help him, You can talk about me all you please. I'm going to talk about you on my knees, But, yeah, crazy situation. And I look over, and there's a guy that witnessed it. I'm like, dude, you saw what happened, right? He's like, no, I didn't see nothing. You need to get out of here. I just got back from Iraq. And I'm like, that's great. Like, you're an American, aren't you? And he's like, you need to get out of here. I'm like, oh, so you're a terrorist then, huh? Like, what's your point of going to Iraq? Like, are you a terrorist? Like, you're acting like one. Like, you just saw the guy sucker punch me. Like, and so, and then I look and there's 2 ladies, and they were like laughing and like acting kind of like, and they saw it, but they wouldn't say anything either. And so here I am making a video at my friend's house, and I'm just letting y'all know that I'm not a coward, and I did the right thing, I believe, by like not trying to fight him. I felt like that was one of those turning the cheek situations. Although I could have done something, I turned the cheek. Like, I didn't actually turn my cheek and show it to him, but I think that's like a similar representation of like, I withheld myself, from like running over to him and like stomping him, like I didn't do that. I could have done that, but I decided not to. And I prayed for that man. And, but it was just like it reminded me of when I got lied about and thrown in that hospital. Like, it was a very, very traumatic experience then, but honestly, like, I feel like I went through this situation pretty well considering what happened. Like, it hasn't stolen my joy, obviously. I'm still thankful. I'm glad he didn't like knock me out. I'm glad God gave me the strength to literally just turn. Like, dude hit me as hard as he could, like hard. And I didn't see it coming either. but like I felt like a brick wall when he hit me, honestly. And I'm the strongest I've ever been in my life. My free weight bench press max was like 300 pounds. Like I'm a strong fellow, you know. But you know, I don't try to fight with swords and shields. You know, I try to fight with the Word of God and with the Spirit, because that's how it's gonna be done, y'all. And God bless y'all and have a great day. Much love. Peace. Hey, and remember, no matter what they do to you, don't let them steal your joy. Boom.